Now we are going to study about the aplanospore. What are aplanospore? The non-motile, non-flagellated spores which are present in the Vaucheria for asexual reproduction are known as aplanospore. Mean we can write here non-motile or non-flagellated spores are known as aplanospores. So now we are going to study how these are produced and how they can germinate. So if we talk about the plant body of a Vaucheria, so we can say that it is a filamentous plant body, and these structures are produced when the conditions are harsh. It means these are produced in the harsh condition, when very low temperature or a desiccating condition. It means terrestrial environment when the present, then such type of spores are produced, and such type of produce are known as aplanospore. These are non-motile, these are non-flagellated spore, but now we are going to study how these are produced on the filamentous plant body. For example, this is the filamentous plant body of a Vaucheria, and these are the branches of a plant body. This is a filament hole as a whole, but these are branches. So we can write here, it is a one branch, this is a second branch, it is also a branch, and this is also a branch. But these aplanospores are produced at the tip or apical portion of a branch. So this is a branch, and now this structure is formed at the apical portion of a branch, and this whole structure is known as aplanosporangia. This is a filament. These are the branches, and at the tip of branch, it means these are present, may be produced at the each tip of branch or a different tips of a branch or a different branches. So these are the structures which are involved in the formation of aplanospore. So that's why this structure is known as aplanosporangia. So we can label here aplanosporangia. In this aplanosporangia, for example, this is a filament and this is the aplanosporangia. A single large aplanospore is present. So this is aplanosporangia, and this is a filament, and the spore present inside the aplanosporangia is known as aplanospore. So when this aplanospore is formed, then aplanosporangia will burst or rupture. Then this aplanospore will come out from the body of aplanosporangia. So now this is aplanosporangia, and now it is ready for germination. So this is aplanospore. This is the aplanospore which is formed from the structure which is developed on the tip of branch, and this structure is known as, this is a spore basically without flagella. So that's why this is known as aplanospore. So now it is a time for the germination or development of this aplanospore into a plant body. So there are two methods or types through which this aplanospore can germinate into a plant body. So number one method is known as direct development. Number one is known as direct development. And the number two is known as indirect development. Indirect development. So it means this aplanospore can germinate into a new plant body or a filamentous body of a Vaucheria with the help of two types of developments. The number one is direct development and number two is indirect development. So now we are going to differentiate how the direct development will occur and how the indirect development will occur. So firstly we will talk about the direct development of this aplanospore into a new plant body. So we can write here direct development. In the direct development, this aplanospore germinate directly and produce a new plant body. So like this is a aplanospore and now it is now germinating and directly producing a new plant body of a Vaucheria like this. This is a new plant body of Vaucheria. So we can say here this is a aseptate or a cynocetate plant body of a Vaucheria. So this is a aplanospore. Aplanospore, and directly this aplanospore is being converted into a new filamentous plant body. We have studied about the direct development, but now we are going to study about how indirect development will occur to produce a new plant body of a Vaucheria. So for example, this one is an aplanospore and it is now converting into a new plant body indirectly. So how indirect development will occur to produce a plant body of a Vaucheria? So firstly, this is a aplanospore. The protoplast of this aplanospore is converted into many parts or are separated into many parts. For example, like this. Now there are many parts are formed in this aplanospore. So these are the parts, and each part will become a thick wall and produce round structures like this. These are thick walled round structure and these are now known as cyst as well as hypnospores. Keep in mind, now we are going to study about the indirect development of the aplanospore. This is the aplanospore. Firstly, the protoplast of this aplanospore is converted into many parts or divided into many parts, and each part of these parts separate and become thick walled, and now all these thick walled structures are known as cysts, as well as the second name is also known as these are hypnospores. And these hypnospores or cysts are formed in the indirect development. Basically, it occurs during the desiccating as well as very low temperature condition or a harsh conditions. So, due to separation of protoplast, many cysts or hypnospores are formed. This stage of Vaucheria is known as Gongorocera. This stage is known as Gongorocera. Why this stage is known as Gongorocera? Because these cysts are resembled with an algae which is known as Gongorocera. So that's why Gongorocera. So that's why this stage is known as Gongorocera. So now these are the cysts as well as hypnospores. Now these hypnospores are thick-walled, but after some time the protoplast is present in the cyst. This protoplast will move and come out from this cyst with the help of amoeboid movement. So how the amoeboid movement will occur and the protoplast will come out from this cyst. So this is a protoplast and now it is moving from this cyst. So here is the protoplast and it is moving from inside to outside with the help of a movement known as amoeboid movement. It means this protoplast is coming out from the cyst with the help of a movement, and such type of movement is known as amoeboid movement. And when they will come, this protoplast come out, it will also cover or secrete a thick layer around it, but after some time it can germinate and produce a new plant body of a Vaucheria. So this was all about the aplanospore as well as zoospores. So it means we have studied about the asexual reproduction. But in the next lecture, we will study about the sexual reproduction, how the sexual reproduction will occur in the algae which is known as Vaucheria.